Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Today, we're going to be collecting items, specifically the heart pieces and the gold skulltulas. Heads up, I'm not going to be getting every heart piece and gold skulltula that you can get at this stage of the game. It's just rather difficult to figure out what exactly you can get at this stage of the game. So I'm going to get as much as is reasonably obvious, and then we'll be sure to come back later on and clear out whatever's left. The first heart piece is right here with Dompe. You need to wait for him to come up to the dirt patches, dig one up, and hopefully it's a piece of heart. I don't remember it being nearly as difficult as I had trouble with here. I actually emptied a... It's 10 odd rupees to play. I'm pretty sure I spent somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 rupees before he actually gave us the heart piece. So, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. The next heart piece is in Hyrule Castle Town. If you come here at night, this lady is indoors and asks you to go find her puppy. There are any number of puppies out and about. There are brown and white ones. However, if you talk to her during the day, she was playing with a white one. So you run over to it and honestly just kind of play around with it for a minute and it'll start following you. As a heads up, this is entirely post-commentary because the raw recording for this was somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 hours. Just kind of hard to cut that down, is all. But turn that in for the other heart piece. The next piece is from Bombchu Bowling. Though, you don't actually get the piece of heart right away. You have to play the minigame the first time, in which you'll be given a bomb bag as a prize. You've then got to play it another couple of times, where you're rewarded rupees and bomb chews before being rewarded the piece of heart. I don't know if this is a strict order or if it's random, but if memory serves, this is how it played out last time I played. Bomb chews are an item that we have yet to actually interact with in the game. Effectively, it's a bomb on legs. You set it down, it runs forward, it explodes either when it hits something or after an amount of time. And your goal is to simply avoid the obstacles and get it in the hole. in Lake Hyrule, along the eastern edge. This is something we didn't especially show off the first time round. There's a small shack you can go into that opens up into a smaller area, a smaller outdoor area inside, where there's a fishing minigame. He has the largest fish available, the largest one caught at 6 pounds on display. However, you have to catch a 10-pound fish in order to get your heart piece. There are actually set fish in the water, they're not randomly spawned, and there is only a single 10-pound fish in there. It's residing near the log, and it's a little bit of a fight to reel the thing in. I believe you have to pull the opposite direction the fish is swimming, and you want to let off the reel in every now and then, specifically when the fish jumps into the air, or your line will break. In Hyrule Field, just outside Lake Hylia, we climbed over this fence once before, and there's a small square fenced-off area that I'm not entirely sure why exists. But if you lay down a bomb right in the middle, it'll reveal a small grotto with a Deku scrub inside, a business scrub. From him, you can buy a piece of heart. That should be just about it for the pieces of heart. There's one left, I do believe, and it's in Gerudo Valley. Showing off just a little bit of the lead up here, because we've not actually been up here before. Gerudo Valley, of course, being effectively the home ground of Ganondorf, but also the home ground to a A village of thieves. They don't take too kindly to Link, and they're not going to let you in. However, you can still get a number of items here, one item of which is a piece of heart. To get it, you have to grab a chicken and jump off this bridge, falling down into the waterfall below. Once here, the only way out is to actually jump into the water, which will then take you to Lake Hylia. We're not done here yet, though. There is yet one more piece of heart. Once again, you have to grab a chicken and take a leap off the valley to the small ledge with a crate. And once again, the only way down is to jump into the water, and where you will then be taken to Lake Hylia. Onwards to the gold Skulltulas. A number of them can be found within the patches of soft soil. You have to catch a bug in a bottle and let it out near the soil, where the gold Skulltula will then pop out. You can kill and get the token. The first of which we've already seen, but this is in the Lost Woods just to the left past the Skull Kid. The other, deeper in Lost Woods, is right next to these two business scrubs. Another patch of soft soil. The bugs can be caught in any number of places. Just simply cutting bushes down will find you some eventually. I found a very consistent place to get them is within a grotto that can be found right next to Hyrule Castle. So I filled up on bugs in there whenever I passed by. The next heart piece is in the Great Deku Tree itself, the room with the small Goma eggs on the roof, on the ceiling. There's a wall off to the side that can be bombed, and now that we have bombs, we can go in and find the gold Skulltula. Right outside of Kakariko Village, there's a single lone tree that if you plant a bomb next to will open up a grotto. Hopping in, you'll find a gold Skulltula. Right outside of Gerudo Valley, there's a small circle of stones. Placing a bomb in the middle of this will reveal another grotto. Within this, there are 3 sections of webbing. and no immediate source of fire. However, we do have Din's fire, so we can light the webbing that way. 3 areas, and not entirely sure which one holds the gold Skulltula. The large Skulltula hides behind this one, but no gold Skulltula. The gold Skulltula is actually behind the one with the cow in it. In Lon Lon Ranch, coming here at night, there will be a gold Skulltula on the upstairs window. Still in Lon Lon Ranch at night, the backside of the horse stable. And then on the stone wall just to the side of the silo in back. Careful of the birds. In Kakariko Village, there are quite a few. Rolling into the tree in the middle of town. We'll net you 1. We'll get back to the man leaning against it. On the side of the House of Skulltula, be aware that most of these, in the broken down, I shouldn't say broken down, the house still being built, most of these are only going to show up at night. If it's just outside on a wall somewhere, it's probably at night only. Approaching Death Mountain, there's one on the backside of a house. And then up top of the very large lookout tower in the middle of town. In the graveyard at night, there's one along the southern wall, nearer to the edge with the royal gravestone. And then as long as we're here, there's also a patch of soft soil. Climbing up Death Mountain. There's a bombable wall on the side here, which we bombed at one point or another, and a gold Skulltula a little bit up the wall. In order to kill it, you are going to need some kind of ranged weapon, and then just climb. And then just a little ways up, right outside the entrance to Dodongo's Cavern, is another patch of soft soil. In Goron City, on the top floor along the back, hidden behind a wall of rocks, or simply walking the tightrope, is a door we did not go in. Within this door, though, is a room filled with rocks. Bombs can destroy the brown ones, the silver ones cannot be destroyed. There are also a few red rocks in here that currently cannot be destroyed. It's sort of a maze, so just start bombing and you'll get to the backside eventually. In the Kokiri village, near the training center along the backside of that tree is a gold Skulltula. And then right near the shop, there's a patch of soft soil. Near the Zora River, there's the one we saw in the regular videos on this ladder that only appears at night. And then right near the entrance, there's a tree with one in it. In Jabu Jabu's area, there's one in a tree in the back near where we got the magic spell. And then only appearing at night, near the tree where Ruto proposed to us, there is a gold Skulltula on the wall. In Lake Hylia, at the Lakeside Laboratory, there's a small patch of soft soil. And then appearing only at night, there's a gold Skulltula on the back wall of the Lakeside Laboratory. In Gerudo Valley, only at night, right at the entrance, when you're crossing this small bridge, there's a gold Skulltula right above the outpouring water. And then grab a chicken and jump. Because there's one on the very bottom ledge down here. Down here you'll find one of the actual Gerudos standing next to a cow in front of a crate next to a patch of soft soil.